All right, welcome to the FeedBak podcast, everybody. My name is Back. This is episode 189, I believe. Yeah. And like I said, I've been focusing on comedians lately, and I'm gonna keep doing that. But I wanted to bring this guy back on because it's been a while. Uh, Obi, I haven't talked to you since last December.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been a it's the only time we can say, "Well, I haven't talked to you since last year."
Yeah.
Obi Ariguzo is in the building, everybody. Well, first of all, how you doing? Happy New Year. It's not too late.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
It's
A
not too
lot
late.
has changed. We have a
Yeah,
new
right.
president.
Oh, I was about to go. No, nothing's changed at all. And I forget. Yeah, by the way, we have a new president. Man, I'm not. I'm not.
and
I'm
that's
not.
and that's that.
Yeah, the rest is. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty
Yeah.
much it. People are like, "Oh, it's a new year, COVID, new life, new me, new diet, new everything." That's fuck. You still can't go to the restaurant and order your favorite burger.
Hey,
2021, y'all.
it's the same shit. So,
But I wanted to. You've been talking about this clubhouse shit. I want to jump right into it because uh,
I want you need to educate me because I just joined it today.
wait, who invited you? First of all, who the hell would invite you?
Echo, Echo
Who
invited
invites
me.
Echo? Who invited? I want to go all the way up the chain and figure out how the hell did Echo get there before you did?
I don't know. He like because he kept. So this is how I have to explain this or how this happened. So I kept getting text messages from Echo to my phone like, "Hey, join Clubhouse or something." But I
Uh-huh.
like to me I'm in a WhatsApp group chat with Echo and some of my other friends all day long. We talking that all day long. So he
Hmm.
never just texts me directly. If he has to say something to me, he just says it in our group chat.
Right.
So when I saw the text, I thought it was spam. So like this was going on for like a week or more than a week, where every other day I would get another text like a reminder, hey, you really should join Clubhouse or something from
Uh-huh.
Echo or something. I'm like, and then I finally text him today. I was like, hey, Echo, are you texting me this stuff about Clubhouse? And then he's like, yes, full. Respond back to my text. I was like, nigga, it's like, nigga, just say something in our group chat. We're not
I'm
saying anything.
about to invite you to this social app. Like, no,
Yeah,
here's
say acknowledge it in our group chat. Just random text. Come join Clubhouse. I don't know what Clubhouse is, so I finally like download it, and he explains, oh, it's like a audio, like like
it's
chat.
audio social. Yeah, audio chat, social media network platform,
Yes, so
whatever.
so me and him just used it like during like my lunch break today. We're just basically like just a phone conversation. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I
Wait,
didn't
hold
know
on.
what
You start a room with just Echo on Clubhouse.
yeah, that was it.
You can just call them. You know that it's the same thing.
I
You don't
know,
have to
but I
go
wanted
through
to
an
see.
app.
I wanted to know what the app because I've never heard of the app. Like you can't just. I can't.
Oh
I'm not
my
gonna just
god!
download an app and I don't know how to use or what it's about. Like
What
so
a
he's like,
waste
yeah,
of
so
technology, man.
yeah, so he downloaded it. Then and then his girlfriend got added into our room, and then she added one of her friends, and we just all had like this whole like we just had like a we're just it felt like we're just sitting at a table at lunch just talking
You
about
could do a phone
nonsense.
call. It'd be the same thing.
Yeah, it could have been the same thing. So I was like, why? So
Why?
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 So why is everybody all excited about Clubhouse then? If
Because this is how it started. It was started by these two white guys, Silicon Valley,
does that
probably.
make a difference in the story that they were white?
Yeah, it does. It does. You gonna understand why. I'm glad. You know what? I'm surprised you don't know about it because I can tell you, and I want to get your first like uh your opinion on why it's become big since you haven't
Okay.
heard about it. So it launched in May, and it was an invite only. It still is, but now everybody's on it. Invite only thing. And in May, they were valued at $100 million
What?
and they only had 1,500 users.
That doesn't make no sense. That was
Yes,
like overvalued.
no,
Like
that's what that because it's this exclusive factor.
yeah,
Anybody,
that's how, like the whole
yeah,
Facebook thing. That's how
exactly.
Facebook started.
No, but I mean, these guys, they got like Ashton Kutcher, Kevin Hart, like all the biggest celebrities are already on it. They were early adopters.
Oh,
So
okay.
people are like, oh, what? You mean to tell me I can jump in a chat room with Kevin Hart or Joe Budden or whatever, and I can talk, and I can talk to them directly. So it's like Instagram, except that you were talking. and it's not recorded. None of it is recorded. At least that's what they say. So it was valued at 100 million. It grew in 6 months, really, and to where like I got on about a month or so ago, maybe end of November, and I was invited. I was
How
just
come you didn't send me an invite?
I didn't send no invites. I'm like, no, I don't. You know what?
Back is that cool. He's like, I'm not the club starts the club ends with me. Nobody else is joining.
Nobody else joined the club. I'm the last one.
I don't know if this is supposed to be like a pass it on, but I'm not passing on anything.
No, because here's the thing. I've been hearing about it a lot because I listen to Joe Budden's podcast and they call it Chatty House, and they talk about it a lot. I'm like, what the fuck is this ClubHouse thing? And I downloaded it, and when I got it, I got an invite from Lily Shep,
bartender.
Anyway, yeah, the here in Austin,
okay,
dancer, really good people. And she invited me, and I'm like, all right, fuck it. She probably expected me to be on it already, but I wasn't. I joined, and I was confused because at first it's all black people.
Nuh-uh.
No, yes, it is, and I thought it was because of my demographic that they dumped me in a bunch of rooms with black people, but no, a lot of the early on celebrities were black, and people who were joining it are black, and so there was a lot of the first thing that popped in, and it still do, are like rooms of black people, talking about marketing, relationships. Every once in a while, like a rapper would show up or a celebrity would show up, but it's mostly black folks.
Okay, that's cool.
And that's why the fact that we basically black people made it cool. We made it cool.
Yeah.
And meanwhile,
the founders are white.
New? The founders are white. New? Exactly. So that's why when you ask me if that's relevant, yes, it is. What's his name? Master P came out last week or this week saying, because it dropped, that now it's valued at $1 billion.
What?
$1 billion.
That doesn't make no sense. Why would get an evaluation like that?
Because of the amount of people.
But just me looking. This is part of my first chat that I had on Clubhouse today was because the whole concept to me seems like it's like it would be a perfect add-on to either Facebook or Instagram or Gmail or any one of them, any one of those companies. Like, I was like, any one of them, they're gonna buy this out and they're gonna add it to their platform, like, and where this feature is just part of what it is. Like, well, so
can't you do phone calls already? Audio phone calls group in Facebook?
You could do a face like conference calls, but it's just the way it's set up, the exclusivity of it makes it cool. Like
$1 billion.
Yeah, and people, and when people want to use it that way, it's just. But it really feels like, when I looked at it, it felt like a widget to me, like just like it didn't feel like its own thing. It just felt like a tool, like that.
And I always wonder.
And then I was looking at it, I was like, where on for it to get that $1 billion evaluation, where on there can you advertise? Like, at what point?
You can't. I don't think that
is it in the rooms that's where you will put a banner of, hey, this chat room is presented by Pepsi or something. Or
technically they could, but they're trying to figure out a way to monetize it, but also they could do a subscription model. You can say, hey, you pay you. I don't know. I'm just thinking.
No, that's what. No, I saw.
Like, you pay, and then you have access to the
article. That's what they're trying to do. They want to do subscription and not have it flooded with like ads. But
you realize brands are going to jump on this shit.
For sure.
Yeah, right now it's free. So what's stopping? The cool kid who works over at I don't know, Subway, and they want to start a new room to announce to all their customers, hey, we have a new sandwich coming out, blah blah blah. And then they pay Clubhouse for that access.
Yeah. I mean, I like, for the future of social media, I hope it stays its own thing. But I see, I don't think so. Google or Facebook, one of them will buy it and they'll add it to one of their existing platforms.
Make them bigger.
Hmm.
Like they need to get bigger. Those fuckers.
I think which one would that, like, if one of the companies do buy it up, which one would be the coolest one to add it
Twitter.
to have an audio for Twitter? Oh,
Yeah,
that
because
would
they
actually
tried. Because
that would be good.
They tried Periscope, didn't work.
I actually like. I feel like I'm
Remember,
one of the few people that still watches Periscope. It's like
you just want to watch Asian girls on the other side of the world. Just doing whatever.
it's like mobile. It's like what
TV.
was that? No, what was that thing that they launched at the beginning of the pandemic? That streaming on your phone that
A,
failed.
a webcam.
Uh, uh, no, you remember that they were making like 8-minute shows.
Quibi.
Quibi. It was like Periscope is like a Quibi to me, where I go through people's streams and it's all like but it's all like live reality TV, and I just go. I was like, that one's boring. They're not talking about shit over there. I don't know. It's still it's interesting, but they could not like
There you go.
monetize it.
Right. So they tried Periscope. Now they're trying the story thing like Instagram is. Honestly, I never click on those things. I use
You don't watch
I,
stories?
no on Twitter on Instagram, not on Twitter.
Oh yeah, I just found out today that they had
Yeah,
stories on Twitter.
yeah, but I'm like, I'm not going through that. This is way for some
You,
reason I think
but
that
you've
it's way too
heard,
many people.
but you've heard news from that broke on that. You heard the whole news with Kellyanne Conway like posting her daughter's nudes.
No, I saw the headline, but
Yeah,
I didn't
that's where
go
it
to
came
this.
from. It came from that Twitter stories. That's where that whole thing happened on.
Yeah, I'm
I
not.
was like, I was like, how did this happen? And then they're like, well, if you go to Twitter, there's a section on stories called Realies or something. I was like, what?
No, I think Twitter. But here's the thing: the reason why Twitter can do it is because Twitter is the only like minimalist platform. Because most of Twitter's content are posts. It's all written. They
Mhm.
don't have. They tried a video thing, didn't work with Periscope, and now like, oh, there's the audio thing. Especially now that podcasts are everybody and mama got one. So the idea that you can just be part of a conversation with strangers or start your own and it's not recorded, quote unquote. I don't fucking know. That will add on to that will bring more value to Twitter than Facebook because Facebook already does a whole lot, and then
Yeah.
people don't really use. I don't know. People use what maybe 40% of Facebook. You know the
Yeah,
news,
all the like
the
apps,
pages, the
like
groups.
I feel like everybody, like all the apps have like kind of really carved out a nice niche for what they do. Like I Twitter caught past this hurdle that I was surprised it it got through, because you know what ruined MySpace, right? Like MySpace used to be the biggest
Yeah,
social media thing, but the thing where MySpace fucked up was they didn't know how to filter all the spam that was happening in it, and that's what
that's
killed it.
right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
But somehow with Twitter, they get spammed with all this like porn and stuff and nudity on
if it's
it, but
porn, it's not spam.
or yeah, but they don't
Follow
filter.
porn stars. They don't
I
spam
thought
you.
when it first started happening, when I first started noticing it, I thought, okay, this is the beginning of the end of Twitter, and it never was. That was like years ago, and I was like, how did they get past this? But I think it's because it's like unfiltered. You could post whatever you want there, and it's not filtered until recently with the whole
Yeah, exactly.
political stuff. And
Did you
now
try?
they're
Did
in
you
there
try? Did you try Parlor? Just out of curiosity.
to troll them.
No, not the troll.
At,
Well, you could.
it would only be to troll them. I watched a lot of the video on it after the fact, but like, no, I haven't joined or made like an account. Like, I had a hack that there's a website that took you to Parlor.
Oh, okay. But it just turned to too much. And the fact, but yeah, you're mentioning um you have this big company like Twitter who now gets to decide who gets kicked off and who gets to stay. So
But I
it's not
mean,
a
but
free
they've
for
all,
all.
but people, I think people are phrasing it or like they're changing the goalposts, because they've always had like rules of like rules
Terms
of
of
like
use, yeah.
of terms of use, and and nothing's really changed. It's just like you just thought that people just thought that state officials were like immune to those terms of like agreement, and they're not. They're just like another client. Like if you break it, you get kicked off just like the rest of us. You get put in Twitter jail or Facebook jail or like the rest of us, and you can go and file your appeal. They'll give your account back to you in a couple of days. But he kept. If you look at his account, he was flagged how many thousands, like hundreds of times. Like how many more warnings do you need to get, like until they just stop you?
I just don't.
But it's
I fall more. Hold on. I fall more on the. Hey, we're a company. We can do whatever the fuck we want. But they're all rules that we follow. Just happen not to read them, and this is why this guy got to go. And this, but the thing that people are mad at is that they're slanted left, and that's how Parler came about. Because Parler is for conservatives. I mean, is it back on? I don't even know.
No, it's not. It's not on yet. But I think somebody said they're trying to buy it and put it on and host it on another platform, but it's not officially back on yet.
Look, if you got all the money from all the users, like a Kickstarter, to be able to host it somewhere or host it yourself, then nobody can touch you. But because it's hosted at Amazon goes, you're out.
I mean, I'll be honest with the whole like censoring stuff. I was torn. I didn't know exactly because I'm very logical. Like I'm just like if I say this has to like be the rule for like this side, like it has to be equal on this side too. Like so,
be consistent. Yeah,
you have to have consistency. So I didn't mind them like blocking Trump. But then the slippery slope is when it trickled away from him, and it was other people that had the same kind of or saying the same kind of stuff.
Well, it's been happening before Trump. I mean, before Trump got kicked off, a lot of conservatives were getting
kicked off.
Yeah, we're getting kicked off from Twitter. Yeah, for saying stuff.
And that's
is it freedom of speech or not? Exactly.
I don't know. There's nuance. People like it's like there's no. it's like if their freedom of speech is like violent in nature, then that really you can say freedom of speech is the government just can't come and arrest you. They're not arrested, but you can't. You still can get punished for saying the wrong stuff, and that's the punishment is getting kicked off.
Well, hold on. Is there such thing if you're, and this is what those guys who stormed the Capitol were saying, and Ozzy last week, shout out to Ozzy Moon. He was saying like civil liberty is an absolute. So my freedom of speech and my freedom to express myself or assemble, you can't. There's no nuance to that. You have it or you don't. And I don't want to live in a country where I don't. So I can stand in front of you and say, and insult you and fuck you and your mama this and your daddy that and your daughter's a whore and blah, 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 blah. And because I have the right to do that. But I should also deal with the consequences for saying that.
I don't agree with that initial statement with freedom of speech is absolute.
No, that's not my take.
Yeah, but his thing is because it's not true. What if you wanted to say the point he was trying to make? If you wanted to say, how do I phrase this? Not touching strangers. That's a absolute. Like everyone, like just you can't just go and touch whoever you want. Like no matter where you live. Like that's just a civil thing that us as humans know you can't do. But like, yeah, but I'm trying to make like this, but freedom of speech is there's actual like you can't just threaten people and there's no repercussions. Like that's not a absolute. You can't just say whatever, and that goes under the umbrella of freedom of speech. No, there are consequences for things you say. Like if you
no, there are, you have to deal with them. But in the case of Twitter, it was the debate was about. What kind of company are you? Are you a company that that's a champion for freedom of speech, and you let porn and spam and anybody can say anything, is that the value proposition here? Or is this a private company that happens to have a software where people express themselves, but we have rules when it comes to how you do it and what you say. The same way that you have rules when you, you go to the supermarket, you're not gonna go and shop out of people's carts. It's one of those like
Yeah,
unwritten
but
thing.
you have to like it, it goes. This goes back to my MySpace example. If you're the company and you see something happening in your in your company that can potentially destroy it and bring it all to an end, would you not like try to protect it, or would you like just let it be because you want to stand by your principles of like, hey, I promise I was never gonna like interfere with their speech and I'll let it just always be a free for all. But if somebody's speech starts threatening your income and or your the value of your,
There you go. Money. If you touch
yeah,
if
it
if
comes
you
down to
if
money. It's
you,
like
if you touch my money
if you start fucking with the
with my
bread, like
money,
we have to stop you. Like you wouldn't just, no matter how strong you want to stick to your principle, it's like it's still a business. At the end of the day, it's a business.
exactly.
So
Exactly. Do you remember that time where LeBron supported the protests in Hong Kong or something like that?
yeah.
And then the NBA was like, "Dude, shut the fuck up. We make a lot of money in the
Oh
NBA."
yeah, yeah.
And you have to go back on it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
If you start touching money, you can have all the best principles in the world. At the end of the day, if you're a company and it fucks with your money, it's got to go.
Yeah.
It's really that simple.
Do you like so? Like I still watch all the whole conservative side to see how their whole take on what's happening to them is going. Their whole approaches to now they want to say, hey, every single person that that's conservative, we're getting off of Twitter, we're getting off of Facebook, we're getting off of like Google, like it's like one is like you could this say you can say all this until you're blue in the face. It's not happening. Like no, all of y'all are not going to disappear off all these platforms. One, it's stupid because one, I'm finding out that that's what they're telling people on the damn platforms that like you're using the platform to get your message across. Meaning you don't even have a better way to send this message out without
Well,
using the thing that you're trying to kick everybody off of.
that's true. But if I'm a politician, say I'm one of those douchebags, Republicans, like a Ted Cruz,
Mm-hmm.
that guy can go, man.
He's
He just gotta
He's the
go.
biggest simp I've ever seen in my entire
Seriously,
life.
him, Lindsay. I mean, they all gotta go, really. But um, if I'm Ted Cruz in my wildest nightmare, and I want to go where my constituents are, right? Because
Hmm.
those are motherfuckers going like me. They're not. He's not trying to get. He's not
Us.
talking to Democrats. He's not
Yeah.
talking to liberals. He's talking to his base and all those Trump people. If you go, look, we're gonna build our own thing. Call it Pollard, call it whatever. But as a we're the silent majority, as they say. It's like if we can get all these people, Bubba in them, to join that platform, and this is where all the conservatives are, they can do it. They won't need Twitter anymore because they know who they're talking to. They know exactly who they're talking to. And as long as they make the right points and people go, that sounds great, then they'll be fine and they'll be able to be reelected. And they do a much better job at mobilizing than the left does.
No, they don't.
What?
The right doesn't do a better job at mobilizing than the left.
Messaging. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Messaging.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mobilize via message.
Okay.
That's what I mean
Yeah,
by
I
that.
agree. I agree with
They're
that.
so much better. The left,
Yeah,
we
they
just we
the
think
left is
we're
like
thinkers.
there's so many cooks in
Yeah, and
the
it too.
kitchen.
Yeah, and then everybody wants to give their 2 cents, and everybody wants to is an intellectual. They're more thinkers than doers. If you tell a guy from the right and go, "Hey, I need you to go and storm the thing," go. And he just go. He doesn't think about it. He just go, oh, but what
Yeah.
if blah, blah, blah. What if I'm on the wrong side of history? What are my kids going to say about me? Fuck that. He said, I got to go. I'm going. It's that simple.
And that's the side, it's so many things that just jump out. That's the side that always likes to call the other side sheep, but they just follow whatever is given to them. They don't research it. They hear it from one source and like, that was it. That's all I had to hear.
Yeah.
And then two is just for a side that really talks that big shit about the Constitution, and you're gonna go and stop the constitutional process from happening. Like, it's just like,
oh, even better. After the shit that happened 2 weeks ago at the Capitol, or 3 weeks ago, I don't remember. They're like, oh, we don't have time for an impeachment. It's time to come together. We have to come together. This is a ridiculous. Even though 2 weeks ago I was talking about insurrection and storm it and trial by combat. Oh no, we have to come together. But if on top of that they go and start their own platforms, it's even more divisive than anything else. Yeah. You literally live in a bubble.
Here, I want to ask you this question, like, because you see the right, they're like divided in their own party. Like, do you think it's a benefit for Democrats if we let them just divide themselves up, or do you think long term, like down the road, like, will that hurt us if we don't try to interfere and try to like unite them to stay together? Like, what do you think? What's the better strategy? It's like a chess game.
No, it's fuck them. It's all turn now. You had your chance. You blew it up with an orange guy, and we that whole talk. This is what pisses me off when I hear Democrats win. Oh, it's the ability to reach across the aisle. Fuck it, reaching across the aisle. When the others are in power, they have no shame. They just do whatever they want. Oh, we'll start a war. We'll go to Iraq. Whether you like it or not, we'll go to Iraq. Fuck y'all. I said so. And the Democrats was, oh, we gotta talk to the other side and we gotta work things out. I'm like, no. One guy decides, everybody else follows, and that is the plan. If you got anything to say, I'll be democratic enough to listen. Doesn't mean that I will do what you tell me to do. But we have an agenda, we're following through. Fuck you. If you don't like it, sometimes you have to make unpopular decisions.
It's because
people can make it themselves.
It's because that side, like conservatives, they're more open to the view of like authority. How do you say that word? Authority. I can't say authority. Authority is. I can't even say it. What's the word? It starts with authority, but ism.
Authoritarian.
Yeah, authoritarian. Yeah, they're more
authorism. Yes, authorism.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't say it. I don't know how to say that word. It's just so.
Try one more time.
Authoritism. Wait,
no.
What'd you say it?
Authoritarian.
Authoritarian. Gosh, dang it.
It sounds great when you say it fast. Fuck.
Authoritarian. I messed up the word for you.
Where's the emphasis? What's the emphasis? Authoritarian? Or authoritarian?
Authoritarian. Whatever. They're more open to that type of view.
God damn. I want to learn
on that side. But I feel like people on the Democrats, we like the viewpoint of let's hear from every single person, including our enemies.
Well,
like,
and the Democrat cannot get on one message. You have so many thinkers that they're just when Republicans get in have talking points to get in a room and say, if you go on TV, this is what you say. If you go on the radio, this is what you say. Repeat that the public option is socialized medicine. Everybody say that. If anybody says anything different, you're out, and we're not going to help you in your election. So just say that, and everybody goes, "Oh yeah. It's the public option is really a socialized medicine." And every talking point, you said the same thing on the left. Some people go, "Well, no, this is not what I think. Maybe we should," because they have so many people to please, and they want to please everybody that they end up pleasing nobody. Because the message gets diluted all the time.
Yeah,
we talked about defund the police last year, and you're like, that's the worst messaging ever for something good, something that most people would agree on, and they choose defund the police as their marketing.
It's the worst label for a good thing.
Exactly. So
I
that's what I
hate it.
mean.
I hated it. I told people I like in private conversations. I was like, I like this policy, but I hate the branding of it. It's so bad
It's so democratic.
because it
The
puts
Republicans
it
would
like you don't want people's gut reaction when they just first hear the name of something to be like uptight or on the defense just out the gate. Like when they
yeah.
hear something, one word would have changed it all. Reform the police, and it would have had a completely different response
No, but
than defund.
reform would be too I think too vague because you can reform immigration, you can reform the banking system.
Yeah, but
It has to be
at
something
least it
that
wouldn't have
pick
been
up a
like
sticker.
as triggering.
Yes, but most slogans, if you look at it, have 3 words in it, tops, because
Mhm,
that's the attention span of Americans.
mhm.
3 words: defund the police, fuck the police. What in God we
Yeah.
trust is for. I'm trying to think of some other big ones that um, or just one word like hope, because those are like sticker type of shit.
Stop the
MAGA,
steal.
huh?
Stop the
There we
steal.
go. Yes, we can. Yes, we can was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we
Yeah.
can was the best, and then defund the police is the worst.
Rock the vote.
Rock the vote. 3 words, easy.
Yeah, 3-word slogans are the best.
1 or 2 syllables tops, and then something does something to something else. You have yourself a
Mm.
sticker, a shirt, and a logo and everything. It's easy. So defund the police was horrible.
Yeah, it was bad branding. But I mean, we'll see. Like, you know, this is all gonna pop. Like, right now, I know the whole focus is on the pandemic, but the moment another black person's killed, like, this is gonna jump right up to the top of everybody's like news feed and this the whole branding will have to come back up. We're like, we if we don't start kind of figuring out what to do now and have a plan for it when it like because we know this is gonna happen again. Like the problem's not solved yet, but it's just how do we make real change when it does? Like how do we get our messaging and like the because I saw like remember when we were pushing for the 8 can't wait
Yeah, yeah.
thing?
Remember that?
Everything I kept seeing, like whenever I was promoting it, everything I kept seeing from the right was all of these things already in place. These are not even brand new things. Like I was like, what do you like? And then I went and checked, and maybe 2 were already in place, but not all of them.
Mhm.
Or they were just
It depends.
very
Yeah, it was a
and it
city
was
by
only
city.
state by state or yeah, and city
Yeah.
by city. It wasn't across the board.
Well,
But
I only hope if we can get a vaccine before the next
we
black
need it by
person gets killed.
winter.
Now, before the if most people vaccinated before the next like black shooting that gets like big, that's when we'll be like, oh, you know what? It's just another one. Because the fact what amplified all the stuff last year was that we were stuck at home, and that's you're in front of the screen, and that's all you see all day.
Yeah.
Reposted. But if our lives start to get normal again, we'll go back to like, oh yeah, somebody got shot. Oh yeah, school got shut up.
Yeah, I'll agree with that probably. Yeah, it'll get swept under the rug a lot
Oh yeah.
easier.
Definitely. I mean, it's not. There'll probably be another protest and everything, but it won't have as big of an impact as it
No,
did last year.
yeah, because everybody when everyone has no choice but to just watch TV and sit and then absorb it, you
Mm.
get angrier. So
I
yeah,
wanted to ask.
I this might be a whole sidebar, but
Go ahead.
you like you like how everybody on the right keeps saying like Trump was the only president that stopped us from getting into a new war. I was like, that's full. Are we not in a civil war right now?
No, no, no.
Like,
Here's the thing: is like, well, you're not supposed to be in a war.
yeah,
How about you're not supposed to be in a war? Like, it's like getting, that Chris Rock joke. Like, I take care of my kids. You're supposed to, you dumb motherfucker.
yeah. You want credit for
What do you want, a
doing
cookie? Like, you're supposed to not start a war in your
yeah.
presidency.
No, but they keep claiming that he didn't start a war. Like, I was like, let me pull up footage from what like they for some reason when they see all these protests and cities on fire and they see all they for some reason in their mind they've blocked out that Trump is the president, and this is his doing. They say like, no, this is the left doing, like, but he's the president. Like, I was like, I tried to explain this to people. I was like, wait, so when Obama was president, do you think he created the recession? No, he didn't recreate the recession, but that happened under his like term. That's his burden to kind of his cross to carry. So this everything that's happening while he's president belongs to him. Like, how do you not get that? Like, it just
no, exactly.
Just like that. I don't that side really. They have like this amnesia. Some fucking amnesia going on where they could only talk about, oh man, 75 million people. Like they say it like that's the majority. 81 voted for the other guy, right? Y'all keep letting that little fact just like never come out. Like 75 million Americans. Well, 81.
Carlin, can you find a video of that chick that's crying on Twitter? She's crying for Trump to come back.
Oh yeah,
Trump to come back.
She's like, Mr. Trump, I hope you got a plan. I was like, you
see,
this lost, girl.
No, but this is the level. I mean, okay. You know what? Fuck it. I was gonna give a disclaimer. I'm not giving disclaimers. Fuck that. It's 2021. I'm done with disclaimers. This bitch, I don't think there's probably a lot of people like her who cried when he lost and will not like give it up.
Yeah, that's the denial that's happening with the other side is so scary. Like they're just in another alternate reality right now that they can't accept it. I don't understand how you can't accept it.
So I wouldn't worry if I'm the senators or Democrats or whatever. Fuck them. Let them cry. They lost. Whoop-de-doo. Trump said it was gonna start a new party called the MAGA
you
party.
Put that face on the computer. I blinked my eyes and I opened my eyes and I saw that. Oh my gosh, that's gonna
is ugly. Sorry, not that close.
If you see this, please save us. I don't even see our American flag anymore. Biden's talking with some kind of crazy flag. This is America. This is our land.
No, it's not. It's not your land.
But you hear what she just said? She's like, Biden's talking with some kind of crazy flag. I don't even see a regular flag. Like,
Google flag.
But what happens? But what happens when she watches like the next press conference and she sees all the American flags behind Biden? What does her mind do at that point? Like,
can't compute.
Just to block it out. Like,
it's just fake. In her mind, it's just fake.
Like that's because I told myself I'm not gonna get in no more debate to any Trump people. I'm just letting them. I gotta let them just be sad and carry on.
Let them be miserable.
But there's one. She just like one Trump person that was on my feed. I had to say something because she just started posting stuff that's so blatantly like not true. She said she posted a meme that said Biden just signed an executive order that just declared the end of all women's sports. Like that was the meme she posted.
Hold on. Let's take a break here. She said that Biden signed executive order to end women's sports.
Yeah, that end women's sports. I wrote her. Like at first I was just gonna scroll past. I was like, this is a crazy person. I'm not gonna respond. But I was like, no, I can't help it. So I wrote back to her post. I was like, so if I go to ESPN right now, you're telling me that I won't see a score of any women's sports games today. That's what you're telling me. Women's sports has ended. And I was like, because I made it as simple as possible just so I could see if she could actually compute that it's not true. And she said yes. Man, like I would, but she held on to her thing. She's like, Biden just signed in his executive order. He just said men could play in women's sports. So essentially, there's no more women's sports. I was like,
oh, that was her point.
that was her rebuttal to what I just said.
Oh, that trans people can
That the
participate.
transgender
Oh, that's different. That's fucked up.
And then I replied back to her. I was like, where in this executive order does it say that men can play with women? Like, if I look, I wrote it really in one sentence again. I was like, so if I look at this executive order, you're telling me that it's going to say men can play in sports with women, like, and then she went back and wrote me a paragraph saying, he like use your common sense. Like, if there's a guy playing it, and she wouldn't call them transgender. She's only calling them guy, like men.
Oh, so the whole time you're thinking that she's talking about guys.
Yes.
Oh,
no. I know she's talking about transgender, but I'm trying to make her like say the proper thing and accept like that's not who he's talking. He's talking about transgender people, but she won't accept it. She just like, it's like. So she went on this whole tangent, this whole thing about, no, they're men, they're gonna ruin sports, and now I have to worry about my daughter going in the girls' restroom, and there's gonna be a guy there waiting to look at her, and she went on this whole tangent about it, and then I wrote back, I was like, you see how you had to like manipulate the whole statement that I just made, like to kind of make your point. If you have to go and bend the truth, and you can't answer just a simple yes or no about something, you are probably not telling the truth. Like, you're lying at that point.
Well, let's check, Carlin. If there's something that has to do with transgender people able to join, like the opposite sex, I think that is fucked up though. If you're biologically a dude and you competed as a dude, I think there's a story like that. I think it was in jiu-jitsu or something. Like, you were a dude, you were born a dude, and you fought or you participated and just played your sport as a dude, and you wake up one day and you go, you know what, I feel like a woman from now on, and now put me in a women's league, you're going to beat the crap out of every woman in there. That's what's fucked up.
But
you create a trans league. That way everything is even. But if you feel like just because you feel like just because you feel like a girl doesn't mean like
that's not what it's not just mentally I feel like this is people that have gone through the whole transformation that have done they've gone through the whole
the hormones, all this stuff.
To become transgender at that point. Like, so
does it work the other way around?
Oh, like, what can girls join?
Wait, the other way.
I mean, men's league.
Well, it was still.
They do. Some girls are playing football and they're kickers or quarterbacks, and in high school, not in like college or NFL yet.
They would get the shit kicked out of them.
But it was just. But I just was like trying to just. The point was just that there's a document that has everything spelled out for you, but she won't list exactly what the document is. She's only responding with her interpretation of what it means. It's like they told you exactly what he's doing in the document, but you won't even try to like respond back to it because you're incorrect with your explanation.
I would. This is what I would have commented, and it would have fucked with her head even more. Haha. That's all I would have put as a comment, because she wouldn't know whether good or you're full of shit or it sucks. Just reply haha, and then that would fuck with her head.
I let my first petty day be the day when we found out that Biden won Pennsylvania and everyone was celebrating out in the streets. I wrote all the people all the MAGA people that wrote me messages like, Trump is going to be your president in 2024 or 2020 I wrote back to all those people laughing and like, hey, remember when you said that Trump was going to win?
Copy and paste.
That was the day I went super petty and talked back to him because in my mind I was like, I genuinely do want to get past this whole BS of every time I look at Facebook or my social media, it's like people just talking political stuff, and I'm over it. I'm burnt out. Like I want to just get back to. I would be so happy if I see like a post about Lindsay Lohan and whatever nonsense she's doing, just so we're not. Its tensions are not so high anymore. But
Lindsay Lohan, it's not 2005.
I know I'm old, but whatever.
No,
But you know what I'm saying? Like I want to just get back to that place where we're just talking about like nonsense shit again, instead of everything being so them versus you, us versus them. And
hey, we just did an hour on that just now.
Yeah,
we just did an hour on that. So okay, let's just close this.
Oh well, I know.
Hold on, we'll end this segment with this. I think that we went from a charismatic, loud, ignorant douchebag of a president, definitely entertaining.
Yeah,
every tweet needed an analysis. That's how entertaining it was, and it's exhausting. And now we have Grandpa Biden in the White House. He's only going to be here for 4, maybe less.
Yeah, he's just only there for 4 years. And that's why I voted for him. I just wanted him to sit there and not do anything. Don't fuck up the country. You
just want politics to be boring as fuck again.
Yes.
And seriously, there's I think there's a statistic that says that when you have a conversation with somebody, if you talk long enough, you end up talking about sex.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, if you talk for 10 minutes, you talk about Trump. Within 10 minutes, anybody you talk to, you end up talking about Trump. How stupid he is, how smart he is, what he did today. He tweeted some shit. He signed some shit. He pulled out of this treaty. He whatever. And it was exhausting. So now politics will be boring again. That's all I want.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Peter, but that side, they confuse charisma with doing a good job. They thought just because he could yell at the media or yell at other politicians that he was the best ever. It was like, oh, nobody's ever done this before. He's so great. That doesn't mean he's doing a good job. He has his own way of communicating, but unless he's actually putting in productive policies and making good, real positive changes, and he wasn't. Like out the gate, Muslim ban. Like what? You just spent a year talking about how Mexico's gonna pay for a wall, and then we end up paying for that shit. But the whole side, they just let that go. Like, well.
Trump is a
but they're gonna raise our taxes. But no, Trump goes and makes you pay way more for this fucking like half-ass wall that has big ass gaps in it, and you're okay with that. But it's whatever.
It's gonna be boring again.
Yeah,
I'm
but he's already beat my expectations of. I wanted him to just be boring and not do shit.
Who,
but
Biden?
Well,
he knows he has 2 years to live.
Yeah, but he's gone. What is it? Are we like 1 week in? Oh, can you hear back?
No.
Hello?
Oh, okay. There's back.
Oh, okay. I don't know what the fuck happened.
I was like, I can't hear back at all. But I was like, I don't know if y'all can hear me.
Let's say again?
Huh?
Okay, you're good. Maybe I bumped my cable or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, you were saying, hold on, stop. You're going to pick up where we left off for editing.
Okay.
This is about an hour mark, hour 05. Go.
Dang, I forgot what was I saying last?
I don't know, because
I don't know. Just start. So because I can't remember what I was talking about anymore.
Biden's gonna be boring.
Oh yeah. Like I really expected him to just like maybe he'll knock out 1 or 2 executive orders in his first week, but he's done 30 plus.
It did 17 his first day.
Yeah, Trump did 4 his first week. Obama did 5 his first week. I think Bush did 2. Like Biden is fucking just not breaking all kinds of records with the amount of speed.
I never knew what executive orders do. Like you just bypass whatever. so you can just sign a bunch of executive orders.
It's like it changes. It's like you change policy, but it's not officially law yet until like I think the Senate or the House like actually makes a law to reinforce it, so it always stays there. But
oh, you were talking about how? Hold on. So you were talking about how, yeah, Biden is being all productive and Trump was not, even though he was like, fussing and bussing.
yeah, he's like, nobody's done what has done all the things that I've done. Like, no, people, dude, in 1 week, his first day, he erased your whole legacy. Like day one, he stopped all the stuff that you were talking big shit about. Sorry, he changed all that.
Ozzy had a joke about how, say what you want about Hitler, but how to revitalize an economy. He was great. He was great at that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
as bad as he was, say that again. But he really got Germany out of the gutter. That's what he did.
But literally, like everything that Trump did, it's erased now. Like what would be the talking point for the right now that they're undoing most of the stuff that he did?
First of all, I don't think it is as immediate as you think, because usually even like re-entering the Paris Treaty or the Iran deal, he signs that, but that takes weeks, if not months, to do. So usually when the first year or so of any presidency is really not the current president's job. It's whatever he inherited from the previous one.
Yeah.
So whatever Trump, that's why he's doing it so early. He's knocking down like 50 a week. Maybe by this time next year or summer of next year, they will be
implemented.
Yeah, they'll be enacted and implemented. Because otherwise, it takes forever to get out of your predecessor's legacy.
I like it, because usually, like past presidents before Trump will like take all these weeks of like trying to like spin this narrative or debate it with people in the public, and they'll waste so much time with talking about it. Like I feel like Biden knows, like he's always like, dude, like I know in my gut that this is the right thing to do. I don't need to regurgitate this thing for weeks on weeks. Like, let me just sign these things that I know are gonna be good for the country. Like, and I'm really surprised that he's really like because I thought he had an out with like all the climate change promises he made. I thought he was gonna have an out that, okay, just focus on the pandemic, and maybe towards the end of your presidency you can start addressing some of the climate change stuff. But the canceling that pipeline, the joining the Paris thing was easy, but it was just like he's honoring a lot of the stuff he said. He's like, I didn't just say that for no reason. I'm gonna walk it. I'm gonna back it up.
All right, Black Innocent Cooper. we just said like 15 minutes ago we're not going to talk about politics no more.
you brought it back up, didn't you?
I didn't start talking about Biden. I was trying to close it out, and you kept going. Okay, let's make a promise right here and now. And if you're a listener and you've gotten this far, congratulations. But here's a pledge. We'll talk less about politics.
Okay.
All right, and no politics when Obi's on. If we can do that. Can you take that pledge?
What else? I will try my best.
I have something I want to bring up. Fuck Ed Sheeran.
Why?
Fuck Ed Sheeran. He scammed me.
What did he do to you?
He scammed me. Ed fucking Sheeran. I'm not even a fan, but Ed Sheeran scammed me. Hear me out.
What does that mean? What do you say? What's the word you're saying?
Scammed.
Oh, he scammed you.
What do you think I said?
I thought you were saying Cammy. I was like, what? What does Cammy mean? He's Cammy. I was like, from Street Fighter? Like, what?
No, he scammed me.
Oh, okay.
Fucking shit.
How? Tell us a story.
So I'm on Facebook and Ed Sheeran goes live. And it's him. It's his face. He's there with his producer or manager or whatever. And he's announcing his tour dates. and the headline or the title of the video was, "Hey, Ed Sheeran's giving away $5,000 for the first to the first 50 people who can guess this number." And next to his video was an image of a number that was kind of like faded into the background, so it's hard to tell, right? And so I'm like, it's Ed Sheeran. He's not gonna say, like, he's not gonna fuck over his fans, because he's literally going, yeah, win $5,000 and guess the thing, and then here are my dates for my tour 2021. And as soon as you put in the right number, like from that image, you get a Facebook message saying, "Hey, click here to claim your $5,000." And it's actually someone talking to you. It's not even like a bot or anything. Someone talking to you going, "Hey, thanks for congratulations. You're one of the winners, blah blah blah." And send a WhatsApp message. Now click here first and send a it's going to take you to this link, and on the link you have to it says, "Well, congratulations on Ed Sheeran," whatever, and then it gives you a phone number, like a WhatsApp phone number. Send a message to this person on WhatsApp, and they'll tell you the next steps.
So many steps, man.
No, hold on. It gets worse. It fucking gets worse. And you can ask me all the questions you want. I'm on WhatsApp, and some guy takes me. I'm like, "Hey, I won the Ed Sheeran, whatever," and he goes, "Okay, here, how you doing? Congratulations. It's a service that we do through Cash App. In order for you to get your money, you have to get on Cash App, but there's a service fee for unlocking that money, so you have to pay $40
What?
so we can
wait. Time out. Time out.
Go ahead.
So at this point, when that was given to you, did you not just X out of this whole app and like, this is a scam?
No. Because the whole time I'm thinking, one, it's a real person talking to me with a phone number, and two, it's Ed fucking Sheeran.
It's not his voice you're hearing.
No, but it was on his video when he went live on Facebook talking about his tours. That's where that thing came.
Okay.
So I'm thinking it's Ed Sheeran. He's not gonna fuck anybody over. He's too nice of a kid. I don't even like his music. It's one song I like, "The Shape of You." Everything else, I like. And he was in the Game of Thrones episode. That's about as far all I know about. That's all I know about Ed Sheeran. So I don't even know his music. I'm like, yeah, $5,000. So I'm on WhatsApp with this guy going back and forth. He's like, yeah, there's a service fee. You're going to get an email. And when you click on that email, it's going to say you have to like accept it. And it opens Cash App, and you have to accept it on Cash App. And so I get the email. I click on it, and it goes, go to Cash App, and it goes, "Oh, there's an error. There's an error. It doesn't work." So I'll go back to WhatsApp and like, what the fuck is happening? The email said, "Click here." And it was like legit email. It looked actually pretty good. And so he's like, "Well, hold on. Let me unlock the money." So the guy goes, hold on. Then after 15 minutes, I call him. He answers the phone. Like, "All right, I'm going to get your money." Sounds racist. I don't care. Seriously, I couldn't understand what the guy was saying. I was like, "Are you with the Ed Sheeran thing? Or what is this? Like, I asked him, "What's the name of the company? Like, who do you work for that you can unlock $5,000 like that to Ed Sheeran fans?" And he goes, "Oh, it's a software service." I'm like, "Cut the shit. Cut the shit." He goes, "Well, no, yes, we work through Cash App. It's a service." He tried to explain to me. I can't understand a word he's saying. And he goes, I gotta talk to my manager so that something happened with your email. So I gotta talk to my manager. So
how many minutes in is this part now? Like, how long has this been going? Like,
this is a solid like 25 minutes. Because I remember,
Jesus.
Yeah, but because he kept going, "Oh, I kept saying, hey, there's an error with the thing. It's not working." And he said, hold on. I'm like, "I'm holding on, motherfucker. That's all I'm doing." And then I called him on the phone twice. He called me on the phone twice. So I'm still, and then he goes, "Oh, you got to text this guy, and he's my manager, and he'll tell you what to do." And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I text the dude, and dude goes, "Oh, you heard from my colleague. Hold on, I gotta unlock the thing. But there's another fee. There's another fee for I think it was like $50 or something." And I go, and he goes, "That's all you got to do, and then you get your money. That's all you got to do. It's through Cash App. Everything is through Cash App. You gotta send this other $50 through Cash
Oh,
App to the same account."
okay,
Go ahead.
pause again. Another
Uh-huh.
question.
At
Have
one
you
point,
used have you used Cash App before this?
yes, I had Cash App on my phone.
And this felt normal to you to use Cash App the way that, because that doesn't sound how, that's not how I've used Cash App. Nobody sends me something like that. I don't. Never mind. Keep going.
No, no. These are totally legit arguments. Don't get me wrong. But I'm still thinking Ed Sheeran the entire time. That's the only reason why I'm like, okay, he's working with a company out of India, and they work through Cash App to do, donations. I thought it was like Ed Sheeran was giving money out of his millions or whatever to the first 40 people that
Uh,
put in the number.
See,
So
I would
anyway,
have known. I would have known with the whole Cash App that this is not legit, because I've tried to send money internationally through Cash App, and it's not international. It's only based in the U.S. Because
that
I've
doesn't
tried
matter.
it.
The company can be out there, the service can be in the US, and then they can just do a
No, not
transaction.
with Cash App. I tried. I tried sending money internationally with Cash App, and it won't work.
No, but I'm saying that the money, I didn't assume that the money came from overseas. The company can be,
Mm.
but it's not again, I'm still thinking Ed Sheeran here the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I end up paying the other $50. And I'm like, I'm done. This is it. If I don't get
$90?
yes. I'm like, if I don't get my money, fuck y'all. And the guy goes, no, hold on. It's coming. You're going to get another email, the same email, but try that link. It should work. Sorry. Try that link. It should work. Get the email, click on it, error again. And I'm like, fuck you. I'm literally typing in WhatsApp at a stranger in India. Fuck you. You just go fuck yourself. I'm tired of this. He goes, no, wait, hold on. If you we'll get you money. I have it right here. Look, I'll send you a screenshot. And he sends me an email with he sends me images on WhatsApp of other people who got their money.
Yeah.
But hold on. So they're pretty much come on. I'm stupid, but not that stupid. Those are like stock photos of people holding a bunch of dollar bills. This other one was a receipt from like a screenshot from WhatsApp saying you've received, $5,000, and then but the image of the user avatar, it was also a stock photo. So he sends me like 8 of these like back to back, going, it's real. I'm like, fuck y'all, no, I'm not doing this. So I go to WhatsApp and I report them and block them. And I do the same thing in WhatsApp. A day later, I get another message from another number going, hello, how are you? Did the other guy try to scam you? Because I have your money right here and I want to give it to you. But first you have to go to Cash App and pay $1 to unlock that user so I can send you the money through Cash App. I'm like, go fuck yourself. Fuck Ed Sheeran, by the way. You can tell Ed Sheeran to go kiss my ass.
So how do you think they did this?
No idea. No idea. So whether Ed Sheeran was in on it or not?
Is it possible? Like, let me look, pull up. Somebody must have saved that video with Ed Sheeran. I just want to watch it and see what I can tell, because I feel like there's no way. Like I feel like you should have known. You just should have known.
You know what? I never fall for this stuff. Seriously, I don't. And I'm a very skeptical kind of guy. And so I'm trying to think where, I don't know where I put it. Because I don't know where it is, honestly. But I swear on my son, this is the true story. Fuck Ed Sheeran. I don't want your money. You're scamming people. Or maybe they're just like this company that they didn't even give. I forgot what the name was, because I Googled it after they give it to me. It's a software company in India. But nowhere on that website.
They didn't say this is like Bitcoin or anything.
No.
Something with Ed Sheeran Bitcoin scam. Wait.
No, but there was when I got the first message on Facebook when I put in the right number, I got a message with a link, and the link took me to register for a website that no, they do like they
You
give you like not tickets,
you know
but
what I
they announce concerts and shows and
yeah.
all that shit. That's what that was.
What I you know what I think happened? I think you got scammed by an Ed Sheeran lookalike. I think you don't even know how Ed Sheeran looks to begin with.
You know what? That is legit. Oh, here we
It
go.
was like this is like if this was like a West African or
No, hold on right
reggaeton,
here.
you back would know. But
Hold on, let's check this out. Warning over investment scams endorsed by stars. Fraudsters use fake recommendations from celebrities, including Ed Sheeran and Holly Hula who? What? Willoughby? Who's that?
I have no idea.
To lure in victims. Connor. Oh, that's what happened. Fraudsters and con artists bombard victims with emails and online advertisement for supposed get-rich schemes. These include links that look like genuine news articles featuring photographs and made-up testimonials from the rich and famous. Victims are encouraged to click another link to invest, but their money is sent to cyber criminals. Many relate to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency scams. That was Cash App, not
That's
Bitcoin. I'm
weird.
not that
Well,
stupid to do anything with Bitcoin.
you that was 90 McChickens you could have bought, but you won't see
That's
that.
where your mind goes.
Yeah,
God damn,
I was like,
Obi.
what could I have bought with that $90? 90 McChickens.
Look, I could have bought my son some new clothes or toys or something, but no.
Yeah.
No,
You
don't get me wrong.
forgot.
I feel horrible, but fuck Ed Sheeran anyway, because you should have a better like handle on this.
But you know, if it was the legit Ed Sheeran, then he got scammed too, because
No,
they got because somebody got him to say something on camera where that for a product that he didn't know, like, or didn't know how it was gonna work, but they must have pitched it to him in a certain way and got him to say it, and then they used that video to do their own scam afterwards.
I swear, if I can find it, the actual video. No, it was him.
Then yeah, then I feel like that's the only way, like, because I think we would know he would be all over the news like, hey, Ed Sheeran's part of like some internet scam to like rob millions of fans out of money.
Yeah,
I don't think he's aware of it, but whoever his team might have got duped into saying something that they shouldn't have said, and that video is being used to like perpetrate another scam.
yeah, not just that, but like I remember the video just popped up on my feed, and I was I was within the first 10 to join. And I think it was also on
And
Instagram.
and the whole thing just said like, how many fans was gonna get $5,000?
I think it was the first 50 or some shit like that.
And you believe he was gonna give 50 people 5,000? I just don't believe that. It just
Trust
I
me,
just don't
it's not,
believe it.
it is not one of my most glorious moments. Far from it.
Yeah.
And I don't fall for scams. I've been
Yeah.
I've
Well,
been targeted before, but
I'll
this
let you
one-
know that I won't let you live it down. I got jokes for a long time about this.
Oh no,
one for you.
I'm telling this one on stage. I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna tell this one on stage because fuck Ed Sheeran. I don't
Nice.
care. True story.
Oh well. Speaking of scams, are you have you heard about this whole GameStop short sale with the stock market?
Yeah, I did. I get it.
It's clever. Like
Yeah, because
how this is being able to
their own game, the game against them, against
yeah.
edge people.
It's just like it's wild. It's wild the number of people that I know that got in on it in time. Like I was like, what would you make y'all gravitate towards a Reddit post with this information, make you believe it to put your own money in and risk it like that? I would feel like I would read a post and I just feel like people are just talking shit in here or just trying to set me up with bad intel. Like, but a lot of people went and personally put in a lot of money and it worked out for them.
Good for GameStop. Their shares were like $20 or something last year.
No,
They're almost bankrupt.
GameStop is irrelevant. It doesn't matter what their company is.
No, I know, but they were
is
close to bankruptcy. They were.
Yeah,
Last year.
but they still are. Like essentially, they still
It's
are
gonna crash.
close to
I mean,
bank.
I don't really invest in the stock market. Did you do anything with it?
I didn't buy in when I heard about it, but I wasn't in the mode to like put any more money into the stock market. I've been pulling my money out of it.
Wow.
But it's just wild. But then the fact that so the amateur people, like all the amateur day traders, people that just started doing it with Robinhood, all the ones that got in on it make all this money. But then they restrict everybody today. This morning they restricted people from trading or buying any more of the stock. I was like, what? Like
terms of use.
It's just like no, but it's like so unfair. It's like wait,
whoa. Hold on. We just said an hour ago that you can be just like Twitter. You're a company, you have your own terms of use, and we have rules we go by. And what's happening here goes against the rules. So yeah,
but that's what you're saying. They didn't. Nobody broke any rules though.
Was that a rule that they didn't know would exist?
Yeah, it's a situation that they've never crossed a situation before. It's never happened. So how do you? It's like you can't just change your rule like midway through.
No, you set the precedence. And
from but they can't. But how like you can't stop it now? You learn from this mistake, and you going forward you can change it. But when the sale's already happening, you can't stop what's happening and be like, hey, this is out of control.
Hey, you have every right to.
That's not. No, you can't. Like it's.
Yeah, you can. You're a private company. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
What?
No.
It is. Come on. That isn't that logic. No. Logic tells you can't do that. If
I'm being consistent.
If you're driving on a highway, the speed limit is 70 miles per hour, and then you get pulled over by a cop. And they say, well, while I was pulling you over, we changed the speed limit to 35. So I'm writing you a ticket. Like, wait, what? I was already when I was driving. That was what it was set to. I didn't break any.
It's over. So now you can't stop it. Now you stop.
But you can't. You think that's fair that somebody could pull you over and change it while you're in the motion of doing what you're doing?
But you already made the transaction, right? You already spent. I'm talking about the ones coming in. Now it's 35, so shut up and slow down.
Yeah, but they're not talking for the people coming in. They're doing it for people that are still in it, that they can't trade anymore. You see how that's unfair? Like
it's over.
I can't trade. Like why?
It's over.
But they're in it. They were what's done has been done. Like you have to let it play.
If it's done, then if I shut it down, you can't be mad at me. If it's done, it's done.
Nah, that's the logic doesn't make no sense.
No. I'm using your logic against you. You don't like it. That's different. No. If it's done, it's done. The stock is.
It's not done. It's a fluid. The stock market's a fluid thing. It's still until you get rid of shares. It's
it's traffic, and then at one point somebody goes, you know what? No, this is it. We go from a 70 to a 45, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's wild. Consequences. Just like
in the future, this could happen. Like because
it's
like
now, this future right here. So
yeah,
do it.
But this all started with GameStop. They're like, hey, this hedge fund just bet 100% against that this company's gonna fail. Like, let me just make a forum. So everybody get this whole internet to be like all agree that on this day we're gonna buy this stock, as much of it as possible to drive up this price. And for the fact that you found enough people in the world to make that work and bump up the price. Mm-hmm. It like because we all know like insider trading happens with all these big companies, but they don't get caught like because they tell all their own insider people that are in their company like, hey, this IPO is going to go onto the market at this day. Let's all get in on it. Like it works for them. They don't cut those people off like ahead of time. Like, hey, y'all made way too much money. We have to stop you from trading or doing any of this. But when it happens the reverse way for small everyday people trading it, and then when they make a bunch of money, you're like, whoa, this has never happened before. I have to stop all this so I can figure out what's happening. That's not like fair.
What?
Like,
Well, okay. Hold on. Let me add on to your point then. If now that the regular guy can get away with it, just like those Wall Street guys always could, and make all this money, if it takes the regular guy to succeed and play that game for somebody to go, hey, I think this is fucked up. Let's just shut it down for everybody. Like from now on, if this happens, if there's too many transactions happening, too much trading, and then that drives the stock price up, it's over. I don't care who you are, regular trader or Wall Street career trader, and that's it. Now everybody follows the rule, and everybody.
if like, the only way it'll be fair is like if what you say happens, if they do make new regulations and it is applied, then fine, yes, that you had to expose the problem to kind of realize it was there, then you can make a change.
It's like everything.
But what I think is gonna happen is they're stopping. They're saying, hey, something's is going crazy. We're gonna stop all trading. Once this is done, they're not gonna change anything. Everything's gonna remain the same. How they've always been winning for decades. They're not gonna change. They're not gonna add any regulations or anything. But also, so essentially, what all they did is just stop us. The one time when people on our side wins, they stopped us from making even more money during that process. And they're gonna just wait us out, wait everybody out, and go back to normal when hedge funds can just do it again with another company. Like, oh, the next company that's gonna go bankrupt, they'll do the same exact shit and they'll win again. Mm-hmm. It's just this time they're on the losing end. They usually have the whole house stacked up against people, but you lost one time.
I mean,
you lost $5 billion in a day. Like,
I agree. That's probably what's gonna happen. So the system works.
Bullshit. It's like that deserves a lawsuit, like class action lawsuit. Like you
is one, right?
You can't just.
Isn't there one?
That's like if you go to a casino, you pull a slot machine, it hits the jackpot, and then they say, actually, no, we can't actually give you this money because it just we didn't think it was gonna actually hit like the very first pull you did, like. We're gonna like that's what's happening right now. That's what Robin Hood happened. All the other all the brokerage, like E-Trade, like they're stopping they're stopping you from buying it because this is like a once in a lifetime thing where you have a for sure 100% surefire winning stock you could buy right now that is gonna go up because the hedge fund, they have to get out of this stock, they have to put more money into it. They promised, they bought the contract. Like you have to rebuy at that other price. So it's going to take one more big jump. Mm-hmm. So everybody today, if they didn't interfere, everybody could have bought in today, even at the $300 price it was at. And the hedge fund's fucked right now because they have to buy it to get out of that deal that they're just in right now. Like you can't, there's no way you can't, like, it's just a game of chicken. Who's going to sell their shit first? You can sell your stuff now, lose five, like there's no like cap on how much they can lose. Like the longer they let it stay there, the more people that keep buying in. It's like the price will just keep going up and up and up and up. And they should have let it ride out. Like the company's going to file for bankruptcy.
It's over. I do have a question for you. Just switching gears a little bit. Mm-hmm. When you getting back on stage, man? Some comedy.
Whenever it's safe. Whenever the pandemic is. Whenever there's like herd immunity. Yeah. Well, actually, no, Eric. Actually, no. That's not really true. I think just whenever.
Whenever what? The social distance.
Because I feel like people could find a way how to do a open mic safely, so that's not really the real issue. It's just, but our venue was always Cap City Comedy Club. If that place is not there, then where can me and you go?
There's at least 3 mics tonight.
Where? At Kick Butt Coffee?
No, not even Kick Butt. There's WTF downtown. Antone's
I forgot
does
about
open
that.
mics. Vulcan Gas Company does open mics. There's some right here.
What's the audience like? Because I feel like if you go to an open mic now, there's nobody there to give you any feedback from your open mic anyway. It's just
Who
kind
gives you
of
feedback at an open mic except for other comics?
yeah, like legit, yeah. There's always a crowd whenever you go do stand up. Like
Oh, you mean
that's who you're
feedback as in?
talking.
No, I,
Yeah.
I thought you meant like people giving you advice and feedback on your set after.
No, I meant like if you're telling jokes to a crowd, like
No, there
what's the
is.
crowd like now?
There is a crowd. Honestly, there is. I've been following this girl Kate Lloyd. She actually be on the show next week.
Okay.
She's a local comedian, and she started an Instagram and a website called Austin Texas Comedy, or Austin Comedy, something like that. Anyway, and every day she lists all the open mics that are happening. I'm like, wow, and another one, and another one, and another one. And I went to you know what the best open mic in the world is?
What?
The Kill Tony show.
I've never heard of it.
Never. So Tony Hinchcliffe is a comedian. He's one of Joe Rogan's best friends, and they started this comedy. It's like, to do it live.
Ooh, what's the update with that whole situation?
With what?
Joe Rogan and
Let me tell you.
Chappelle.
Yeah, let me tell you. I mean, Chappelle got tested positive, so there's no more shows. They postponed them. That's all.
Did Rogan test positive?
No, he didn't. He didn't.
Okay.
But anyway, so they do this live podcast with a band, and they started at the Comedy Store in LA. And the premise is you put your name in a bucket, and then Tony and Brian Redband, who started Joe Rogan podcast, they started together, like the very first episode 10 years ago. They put a name out of a hat, and then whoever gets called up has 1 minute. So it's 1 minute set. And then after that, it's kind of a interview type deal. And you find out about a lot of shit from people. And if you're good, I mean, you can always put your name back in the bucket and come back the next week. So they did it at the Comedy Store for years. And now they do it at Antone's.
Oh, okay.
Every Monday. And it's cool because...
Wait, where's their new location?
The one where I had my party, remember? 5th Street in front of the Westin, across from the Westin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I kept thinking about the one that's in Warehouse. I was like, that's
been gone for years. Yeah, the Antone's is across from the Westin on 5th Street.
Okay.
Anyway, and because they go online, they go live. They have thousands of people that watch. So now they're here. And I went on Monday. So social distance, you pick your table, you have to wear a mask, all that good shit. And Kill Tony is known for having like guests come on. So they've had anybody from George Lopez to Chris Rock to like every comedian you can think of has been on there. And on Monday, Joe Rogan showed up.
I saw him on Monday.
Well, I mean, he lives here now. He's gonna run to
Yeah.
But anyway, so the comics that went on, Carter Anderson went on, by the way, who was on the show a couple of weeks ago. Some really funny. There's this one guy who's been it's his third time on, and they found out in his first appearance, that he's never talking to his dad ever. And they were gonna call the dude's dad live on the air at Kill Tony. And on Monday, he called for the first time, and his dad picked up. And boy, it was
sounds like it'd be awkward as fuck.
No, it was not. The guy didn't know that there was a whole audience and everything. And then Joe Rogan took the phone. It was like, cut him a check. Cut your son a check. But anyway, all that to say is that Austin is going to become a comedy hub.
It already is.
No, I mean, we only had Cap City back then, but now that Rogan is here and everybody and their mama's moving here.
Everybody, because I keep on all these podcasts and other interviews, I keep hearing them all mention Austin. It pops up a lot in different conversations. So a lot of comedians look at Austin like this is like the
frontier.
the one open frontier that's left to like make money at.
Yeah,
It's really Texas. Everyone's like skipping to Texas because like it's one of the benefits of being in this fucking red state there, where they just know this place has insurance that they're not ever gonna shut all our entertainment down, and they'll keep
yeah. That's
rocking.
why they're coming from California because there's no, you can't do shit in California right now. It,
Yeah, LA shut down.
the
Florida
comedy
looks like
store
it's about
shut
to
down.
shut back down.
Yeah, so Florida
And
is the other place too.
New York is fucked.
Florida
So
doesn't give a shit. Florida is wide open.
uh then because I thought they were like
No, Florida with the
okay.
old population they have, maybe they're already dead, but it's wide open in Florida. People don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit. But like Elon Musk is moving here. Rogan's and is inviting all of his comedy friends, and
Hmm.
it's interesting to listen to somebody who just got here talk about Austin.
Hmm.
Everybody that's
And yeah.
that's come
Did
on
you
stage.
ever listen to the Flagrant 2 podcast with
Yeah,
Schultz?
of course, yeah.
Like they were talking about Austin. I was almost positive coming back because he was just here in December. I remember when they came here to go do the Chappelle show, like the Chappelle
Yeah,
stand-up
Strauss,
show.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
And they were talking about his whole experience here in Austin and how it was, and they just look like Austin's just a spot to be for them to feel like things are normal again. And
Oh,
I
they're
don't
going to
know.
Miami. They're on their way to Miami right now.
Uh
Well, that's what they said. They could
kind of.
prank everybody and then just show up here. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised. So I don't know. Even Joe Budden, the Joe Budden podcast, Rory was trying to Rory. I can't say his name right.
Rory.
Yeah, Rory was like, yeah, I'm trying to get everybody to move to Texas because it's cold in
Mm-hmm.
New York. It's miserable. Texas got no winter and no state tax, and we can actually do shit in Texas because people don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's just weird listening to these guys talk about Austin now that they live here. Everybody that I've met um, within the past year or so has been here for less than a year.
Yeah, you want to know something else too? That's it's like insider information. Like all all the all the actors except for one actor on my show all moved to Austin full time. They bought houses in Austin.
Yeah,
It's well like within the time span of a year, they all like most of them were living in LA, but they just liked Austin so much. They're like, man, I could the money I'm spending out in LA on my LA home, I could buy a house like way bigger here in Austin, and
yeah,
the city is nicer and cleaner and stuff. And I'm because I get kind of you can rent a place over here and feel comfortable. The fact that most of them all bought homes here is wild to me.
yeah. Well, fuck them because they're fucking it up for me, and it's my fault. I should have done it a long time ago. 22 years
Yeah,
in this country, 23, sorry, years in this country in Austin, and I had the money. I mean, I still do, but I didn't pull the trigger even just 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
yeah, you could
And
have bought a house a long time ago.
oh, I could have, of course,
Yeah,
I could have. Trust me,
I don't know. What was your thing that was holding you back from doing it?
I wanted to. Well, what I wanted to
Because
do
I
was
never heard you like talk like you were thinking about leaving Austin. I felt you've always thought you were gonna be staying here for a long
I'm not
time.
dying here, by the way, but the thing is,
Yeah.
uh, to me, it was more of a like I don't like one. I don't like being in debt. I mean, nobody enjoys that shit.
Hmm.
But it was too big of a commitment because it really happened for me around 2015 is when I first started looking, like officially,
Hmm.
because at that time I had about um, a year. I actually ended up quitting my job a year later in 2016. But I was like, I have the money, I can do it. And then I don't know what happened. Well, my girl at the time, my girl just bought one instead of me.
Yeah.
But I
Uh,
don't know. To me, it sounds like a big commitment thing. And I'm like, oh,
no,
fuck.
I
But
100%
but
get it.
now that I'm serious and I've been looking for the past 6 months every day, it's fucking up. You can't live in Austin for less than half
Yeah.
a million dollars for like a decent
Really?
a decent
Oh
three
well. Oh,
bedroom
you're just talking
house.
about like in the center of Austin. You have to go out. That's what you're talking
No,
about,
yeah.
right?
So if you know Austin is basically you have I-35 going down the middle. You have the west side and the east side. If you go west, you go to the hills. That's where all the millionaires live. That's expensive as fuck. Austin is growing towards the east because the north is already fucked with Round Rock,
Yeah.
Pflugerville,
And
and
but the
Georgetown,
more
Cedar
east you
Park.
go, you're gonna run into that Tesla Gigafactory out
Exactly.
there.
So if you it's going east because there's plenty of land, and so if you're trying to move within the Austin, Travis County, really
Yeah, the county.
the county, and it's going to be like your property taxes are going to be like $700 plus dollars a month, easy, just because it's so valuable. And so, and the thing that's fucked up about Texas when it comes to real estate is that there's no such thing as like a building with condos in it, except for downtown.
Oh
Because
yeah,
there's
that's true. I didn't
yeah,
even think about it. Yeah, whenever you're in other cities, it's all across the city, so you don't have to be
yeah.
forced to be in one location.
My brother,
Dang, I didn't even. That's a good observation.
because my brother has bought an apartment, a condo in Buckhead, Atlanta. Nice neighborhood. There's
Yeah, I
Lennox
like
Mall. It's
Buckhead.
right down the street. And then he tells me, yeah, it's a condo. You come in, you go up, go up the elevator and everything. Don't have a yard. Don't need a yard. We have a pool, and then we're close to stuff. And I'm like, see, we have this here, but they're $1.5 million, and they're downtown. We
Yeah.
don't have that here. You have these cookie cutter communities that all built
Those
the same
modern
way.
apartments, they
No,
all have
but
the same kind of shape.
yeah, all those places on Rainy Street. I mean, those are 1 million too, easy for a
Hmm.
studio apartment.
Yeah.
And so if you want to be able to afford shit, you got to move out to Manor. You got to move out to Hutto. You got to go to East Pflugerville. And
Mhm. I just got off of I was on a phone call with right before the podcast started with intent. Lane called me and she just bought a house
Wells Branch,
and yeah, right
Wells
by
Branch.
Grand Central Station.
Yeah, I know.
So I was just like,
Shout out to
damn,
Lane. It's
she
the
just
third
got a
house.
house. Yeah. And then
We've been slacking, man. Gotta step our game up.
but like my thing is like, yeah, I was worried like you, I didn't want to like be in a major debt, but then I also just had a big thing with I didn't know what city I was gonna end up in like long term, like because my career with in the film industry, I have to be able to like bounce from place to place. Like
Hmm.
this show's in Austin, but the next show it could be in Atlanta or it could be in New York or LA. Like so, it's like it didn't make sense. Like when I have to leave this city how am I gonna pay my mortgage, and then how am I gonna pay for wherever other city I'm gonna be ending up working in? Like how
Yeah.
will I do both? And this is just like, but now I got to a point now I got to a point where I know how I can make this work if I make Austin my home base, where I made up my mind.
That's the point.
Austin's gonna be my home base where I am gonna have my house, so I can start looking. And then I just want to fix my whole debt select because I don't want to be in so much debt where I just kind of ruin my whole life and I don't know how to get back out of it. I need to figure out just a better financial plan.
That's the thing, and uh, you're right. To me, it's more of a yeah. I've been here 23 years. I want to show something for it.
Hmm.
I want to have a house in Austin, whether I die here or not. But I think, and now that there's more people
Yeah,
coming every day, there's more opportunities too.
and
So,
you said you first started looking 6 years ago.
yep.
So 6 years of rent that you've been paying that could have been invested into a house if you would have did it.
Yeah, but I was paying rent. I was with Marcy.
Oh yeah.
But see,
Well,
I was contributing. I was paying somewhat. I mean, I was helping out with the expenses. That's not the point. But to have like your own thing,
yeah.
it's like something I could have done even before
Like
2015. Honestly, I
I
remember
think
Marco was
I
like,
think I looked at owning a house the wrong way. Like I like up until recently I didn't realize that like now when I think about owning a house, it feels like that house feels like I'm putting money into like a bank now. Instead of I always thought I was gonna be spending a lot of money, but that all that money you have in equity with that house,
mhm.
like it sounds like a good deal. Like
Yeah, yes and no. it depends on on the house. If you get a shitty place, you see those on like Flip and Flop or whatever on HGTV, where you end up spending more money maintaining it, because the thing about a house is that it's really a in case shit happens. You know, your water heater blows up.
Mhm.
That's $800. You know, you gotta maintain the backyard. Otherwise, your kids are gonna be playing in the jungle. You know, it's really if shit happens, if you need to redo the kitchen because your wife is like, I can't cook on electric, I need gas, and next thing you know, you're spending thousands of dollars. You know, carpet versus hardwood floors. It's all that stuff that you don't think about when it comes to the cost of a house.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
but
like
I
a
mean
car.
that's
It's like an expensive car.
but that's like that's expected though. Like what the
Yeah,
thing
but you
I'm
can't
saying.
predict that. As
Yeah,
but if you rent it and you're like, hey, my shit is now my fridge is leaking. Phone call, boom, you come fix it. I got nothing because I don't own it.
yeah,
But as soon
but
as you
I
start
that
owning
yeah, but
shit,
those are like for the everyday kind of things. I was thinking more like for instance, one of like my friends bought a house 2 years ago before no 3 years ago before all this whole situation that we're in happened.
mhm,
Then like bought a house for $250,000. Then the pandemic hit and put the house on sale, and then was able to sell it for 300,000. When the whole major crisis happens, because you put that money into that house, it's like you were able to make an emergency withdrawal by selling your house. It's like this. It's if you look at it like it's a bank, like that house is like your bank, like that's where you put all your money in, and it's held there. And when you need,
it,
when push comes to shove, like you can always go back and rent another apartment, but your money is safe right there. Instead of you kind of renting and having that money just sit in your account, and you could go and throughout those years you could be spending that money on all kinds of nonsense.
yeah,
And now when a pandemic hits, you don't have that money anymore. That money's gone into all the other stuff that just went with life.
right.
Like you could have taken trips around the world because you've like, hey, I have this money, or bought a new car for no reason when your other car was perfectly fine.
Hmm.
But if you use it, put it into a house, it's like you're putting it into a safe for the
Yeah,
time
that makes
being
sense.
that you get to
It's an
live
investment.
in.
It's an investment.
Yeah,
It's not gonna fuck you over unless you get foreclosed on because you don't make your payments. That's another deal.
yeah.
But yeah, this year's fucked. I mean, I'm in no rush because like all the houses and the communities are sold out.
You
If
know
you
that's one thing with this pandemic that makes no sense. You know Joelle, right?
Yeah, but you have to okay.
A realtor. No, this is because this is like she won't mind it, but this she said last year was by far the most she's ever made in her entire career, like selling houses.
People get the fuck
And
out of
like
the window.
to the point where they put a limit on her, like they stopped how much she could sell because she was selling too much.
Sounds familiar.
And and it was just like, and I remember our conversation, like she was like, it makes no sense to me like how we're in a pandemic but people are coming and buying houses right now because everyone's whatever the market is, everyone wants to do the reverse of it because they feel like they're getting a better deal. Like they're like, oh, this is the best time to buy a house because everybody thinks like are freaking out about their finances, but they want to get a good deal. And now people, I don't even have to convince them. They're just coming out at me. They're like, hey, is this house still available? I want to put a offer in, and just making the killing like on it, the
It
whole
is
market.
it is a buyer's market, as they would say in the industry, because
Yeah.
there's not enough inventory, too many people moving. If you go to realtor.com or Zillow or any of those websites and you just search, you don't put any criteria, and it's gonna show you a bunch of stuff. And if you hide all the ones pending or contingent, there's three left.
Mm.
It's that bad. Good or
Hmm.
bad. It's bad
Yeah.
because it's probably gonna be like this for another 6 months. And usually people don't buy homes in the winter. People usually move like spring, summer, fall, but winter people stay home because of holidays and all that shit. But with everything that's happened last year, where people are like, hey, where we are does not work out. We need to get the fuck out. We got to go to Texas. I need to pay less taxes. There's a new job opening over there. I can work at this Tesla plant. And next thing you know, I-35 is a fucking hell, worse than it's ever been. So that's where we are as a
Yeah.
city.
Well,
God damn it.
prediction. I predict that the stock market's gonna crash this year, like for sure, because it
Okay.
doesn't match. It doesn't match what the reality is. And then two, I think this housing boom will keep continuing for
It
some
is.
reason. It's
Oh,
just there's
and
no stopping it.
on that note, the whole concept of the domain, which if you're not from Austin, you probably have one in your city. It's basically a city within a city. You have,
Mhm.
luxury apartments, you have parks, it's mostly concrete. There's
You
shops
live
and a
there.
movie theater. You live, it's like you live, you walk. It's like, what's that episode from South Park? It's like Kenny something. It's like Kenny's house, and
Timmy.
they're like, oh, you can walk home, and now go to the restaurant. You can finish work, go to happy hour, then walk over to the restaurant and come back home. I forgot the name of the City Sopa, South Sopa,
Hmm.
City Sopa, like South Park Sopa.
Okay.
And so yeah, and then they made this whole commercial and shit, but it's basically that. And I lived in there for 2 years, remember?
Yeah, I
And I
liked it over
hated it.
there.
I love the apartment, but I hated it because it's like living in a freaking mall. So that concept of living where you have these micro cities, neighborhoods, if you will, are popping everywhere. And so
Yep,
there's
there's gonna
not
come up
really
in
gonna
Cedar
be,
Park.
yeah, but it's like there's not really a downtown anymore. The downtown is the old downtown. You see what I mean? Because
Oh yeah.
you never have to leave. If all the if downtown in every city is where you have the restaurants, the clubs, the bars, that's where the music is, that's where all the fun stuff is. Now you're building these micro cities all over the place, and you don't need to go that far anymore. So downtown is where the old and people, that's where the homeless people hang out.
Yeah.
That's where
Everybody,
everybody
everybody
has the
like
tents.
everyone likes that model. Like, it's the same. It's like making Amazon in real life. Everyone wants to like. You want to go to one place where it has everything. You don't need to have to. You don't need to leave. Like it's one stop shop.
Yep.
So for a living, I don't have to go anywhere. I can do everything in my
And
my
two
living place.
block
I can
radius.
shop for my food. I could go a party for my nightlife. I can buy my clothes for my family here. Like I got everything I need here. Like there's no
Yeah.
place. Why even drive my car out of this this
You know
compound?
what? I've been trying to think about what Americans worship. And I think at first I was like, God, it's not God. Money, it's not money. Money is close second. Money drives the first one. The first one is convenience.
Yep.
The concept of a drive-through does not exist in France or in Europe. Well, I mean, probably in Europe and other countries, but I've never seen a
Yeah.
drive-through until I came here. I'm like, the idea of getting out of your car, going to a place, sit down, eat, pay, eat, come back out, go back in your car and drive away. Too much hassle. Too much hassle. I'm gonna stay in my
Yeah.
car. I'm gonna drive up. I'm gonna tell you what I want through a radio thing. I'm gonna drive up a little bit more. You're gonna give me my food. I'm gonna pay, and I'll be out. I'll be out of your way. That's it. I mean, if you see lines at Chick-fil-A now, like drive-through lane, like how long they are, and they have like two, what's it called? Two different like lanes to order from. That's America right there. Convenience.
Yeah.
So if I live in a domain or I live in one of those like micro cities, yeah, convenient. My kids
That's
goes to
what
school down
we're
the street.
yeah, that's what
I work right
me
here because it's a
too.
tech
American,
company.
that is one thing we commit. Americans like to make things as
Easy.
convenient as possible. We're the country that birthed Uber and Lyft. Like the fact that hey, I don't want to drive, but maybe somebody else is on their way there, and I can hop in their car and they can drop me off,
Yeah.
and I pay them less than what I pay for the cab people. And that is now a multi-billion-dollar company for both of them. They're competitors, but they both make each other more money.
Look, the epitome of convenience is
Oh yeah.
Just smartphone, of course.
Hmm.
So I think it really comes down to this. Like, hassle is too much for people. Look, we invented straws because drinking out of a glass was too much of a hassle. That's how straws came up. Literally.
Hmm.
Americans. All right, man. We'll be talking for 2 hours now. What's your dope shit you want to share?
Oh shit! I forgot about
And anything,
that.
anything you've been watching or
My dope. What is my dope thing I want to share?
don't get me wrong, I got
It's
I got to think about mine.
you. Oh,
Go ahead.
fuck! I just had something, and now I
Is it a movie?
no. It's just like, oh, there's a what I don't know what this place is called, but you'll know the area when I describe it. On Congress here in Austin, on Congress, like if you go across the bridge, like you're heading to South Austin, you know where that school for the deaf is over there.
Yeah,
It's like
on
kind
the
of
hill.
yeah.
You go up to the right.
But like if you look across the street, you'll see this whole new like buildings over there that has like
Oh,
retail
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
on the
yeah,
first
yeah,
floor.
yeah.
I thought that was an apartment complex with like some sidewalk retail, but it's like a whole shopping retail
Is
mall,
it
like
called like
outdoor
music something?
mall.
Music Row, Music District?
Yeah, yeah, it's like Music Row or something like that. And there's
Yeah.
I like so I went there with Paul Erickson and my other friend that like last weekend we had a dinner
Uh-huh.
and it has a bunch of cool restaurants
Oh
over
yeah,
there
it's like
and a
yeah, it's
hotel. It's like
convenience.
it's like the cool new spot that I haven't really heard people talk about. It just kind of blends in with it.
You're falling for it, man. Yeah, I can
What?
I can live down the street and I can
Oh
go
yeah, yeah,
have my
yeah.
coffee and da 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 da.
It's
It's
like,
the
oh man, there's
convenience.
everything here.
Oh
Like
yeah.
after we eat dinner, I could go across there and I could get a jacket at this next spot over there. And then after I get that jacket, we could walk out, walk another couple steps, and there's a smoothie right over there. I could get
Yeah,
that
and I
too.
and I can go see the bats, and then I can go up to the street and go to a bar. Oh my
And
god!
then I can walk across the street and there's a karaoke. If you want to sing a song on your way home, you want to
And,
sing a song on
and,
the way
and
home.
but hey, just mark my words. If you stay where you at, you're going to be in the old downtown
Yeah,
because
probably.
everybody is getting a domain. Round Rock is there's one off of 45 and 35 that's going up.
Mm,
There's one on east of Howard Lane. The one on Riverside is going to be bigger than the domain, twice as big. I don't know where
Everybody,
on Riverside, but that's where it's happening.
and everybody's getting a dog. If you would have told me at the beginning of last year that I would have a dog by the end of the year, I would have thought you were lying. I was
No,
like, why would I?
you're trying to fit in your building. I told you.
Yep, I did,
People
and
care more about dogs in Austin than the homeless.
yeah, they sure do. That's the absolute truth.
Yep, that's how it
Like
is.
this
It's not.
dog has cost me so much money in the past couple of months of just
Think of
having
it.
it,
Think of it like a
but
bank.
it's also made me the most like it's made me a good number of friends like in such a short amount of time because it's the easiest icebreaker. Like
Yeah.
I would take it out and I start
Oh
talking
my
to
god,
somebody
it's
that
like
I would have never had
cute.
the courage to go talk to or anything because
Let's be
they want to.
honest.
Yeah,
That's exactly why you get the dog.
I did, but now it's exact. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna pretend like, oh no, I didn't get it for the girl. I absolutely got this dog for the girls.
and
Absolutely,
and so far,
it's been very successful.
you got
It
dates.
has.
You got dates for it,
Yeah, yeah.
like
I've
in your
had
building.
play dates with different people with my dog. Like, hey, let's take our dogs to go meet and bond with each other, and then me and you can bond. And yeah, it's easy.
We can physically bond. How you want to bond? How do you like to bond with me?
Hmm.
It's convenient. We
Juno,
live in a set. We live.
Juno, come over
How about we
here.
bond together? We can walk down the street, go to the
Juno,
trail,
Juno.
and then we can go and have some coffee. And then right around the corner, we can go and drink. And then we can go to dinner. It's all right here within the 2 mile radius.
Yeah.
Are you gonna show your dog to the camera?
Yep.
All right, you don't have to pick it up. You know this is audio too, right?
And video.
Yeah. Juno in the building.
Juno.
What up,
Hey,
nigga?
you wanna bark at
Juno's
the mic?
Juno
Juno
is
is a
black.
girl. A brindle dog puppy.
No idea what
Just
that
turned
means.
1 years old on January 1st.
1 years. Yeah, 1 years.
Hmm. So yeah, I didn't know that I like because essentially I'm the only one that has ever like she's ever lived with. So like they didn't know her birth date, so I had to just make up a birth date for her. So I was like, okay, I guess January 1st, because that will make you 12 months old.
It's easy for math. But
Yeah,
also,
it's easy.
also, you can just say her birthday is every day, and then you still get dates and get laid anyway.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what my dope shit is. Oh yes, there's a. Actually, it's not. It's dope because it's so ridiculous. It's called Under the Wire or
I've
Beyond the
heard.
Wire.
Hmm.
It's a show on Netflix. I don't know why. I'm
I've
recommending
heard. I've
this.
heard about it.
It's so bad, it's good.
Okay.
It's so bad. It's Anthony Mackie plays a cyborg, and
Oh, I watched that. I did watch this.
that is
I watched
horrible.
it. I
Oh
watched
my God.
it yesterday.
It's so it's so bad. It's dope. It's
Where
so
he's a
bad.
cyborg.
This
Oh
is
wait, that's a spoiler. Sorry.
no. You find out like within 2
Oh yeah,
minutes.
you
of
find out.
meeting him.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's probably in a trailer. I'm not like everybody else.
Yeah.
Then
Probably.
this kid who's a drone pilot, blew up some people, and now he needs to learn his lesson by going on the ground. It's weird.
I only played it because I needed something in the background while I was cleaning.
Exactly.
And I was just like, I would just glance at the movie. I was like, you don't have to think that hard. It's just like, okay, Cyborg is over here trying to teach this guy a lesson or something.
Yeah, and it took me 3 sittings to watch it, and the thing is 2 hours long. And usually when I watch it, I'm into it. I'm like, fuck it. I already started. I want to end it. But no, I actually sat up and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna come back to this because this is good. And it tries so hard to be deep. That's what really got to me.
Yeah.
It tries so hard. I like Anthony Mackie as an actor, and that other kid. Good for him.
I still call him Papa Doc. Yo, Papa Doc is over here from 8 Mile.
That's him?
Yes.
I don't know.
He's the one that Eminem's battling.
Oh, okay. No, but it's just ridiculous because it tries so hard, and it's shout out Michael Kelly's now. I like Michael Kelly too as an actor. I don't know why it ends up on this, but anyway, it's called
I worked with Michael
Wire.
Kelly.
It was in the one with Kevin Spacey, the President show.
House of Cards.
House of Cards. Yeah, it was in there. It was great in there. Yeah, so that was whack, but watch it, get high, watch it late so you don't have to think much. If you need some background movie while you're working or doing your taxes, this is the best. So Beyond the Wire on Netflix. that's my quote unquote dope shit of the week.
Dope shit. Okay.
Oh my God. All right,
good
Obi,
show.
Where can people find you? Are you back on social media officially?
Yeah, I'm back on now.
Sweet.
So I'll stay around for a hot minute. Sometimes you gotta detach for.
Yeah, you got to. It's just 2020 took a toll on all of us, and I think 2021. If you learned anything from last year, is that you need to fucking disconnect. And we've talked about this many times before. So, all right. Well, as always, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you follow the FeedBak everywhere. BAK. And make sure you tune in next week because we got Kate Loyce on. We'll talk about some Austin comedy stuff, and we'll get back into getting a bunch of comedians on. I have a long list to go to. Hopefully I can get Tony Hinchcliffe to come on, and eventually Joe Rogan. It's never going to happen. But
hey, no, don't say that, dude. This is the Obi and Back duo, the one that got Prodigy. That was our best get, the Prodigy one. But we can find the Prodigy interview where we interview Prodigy.
The Mobb Deep at South by. Yeah, that's right.
Or yeah, Mobb Deep. I keep saying
Mobb
Prodigy.
Yep. And he goes, I don't give a fuck. And he goes, shout out to the feedback.com. All right, I'll take it. This was dope. This is one of my highlights. Like, it's one of those memories. All right, well, we'll talk to you next time. Thank you, Obi. Appreciate it. Ciao, ciao.
All right. Talk to y'all later.